Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
MotoGP legend and former world champion Casey Stoner has weighed in on Pecco Bagnaia's performance, which failed to secure a podium finish at the 2025 Mugello GP. In his home race, the Ducati Lenovo rider could only manage a fourth-place finish, narrowly missing out on the podium zone. To be honest, I was quite surprised to see Pecco not in the top 3. Mugello is a circuit he knows very well, and Ducati's performance hasn't been bad lately, Stoner said in an interview with Paddock Media after the race. Stoner highlighted several aspects of Bagnaia's performance, from tire management to strategy choices during the rain that fell at the start of the race. He lost momentum in the second half of the race. Whether it was due to tire pressure or a small mistake in decision-making, it clearly cost him a golden opportunity in front of the Italian crowd. Bagnaia himself looked frustrated in the park firm, aware that a podium finish at home was something he had targeted. "We worked hard all weekend, but unfortunately the result wasn't enough. I apologize to the fans," Pecco said. Casey Stoner added that this result isn't the end of the world, but it serves as a warning that the competition this season is getting tougher. Marquez is a real threat. Pecco needs to refocus and not get stuck in this disappointment for too long. And here the full news. The 2025 Italian Grand Prix at Mugello circuit ended in disappointment for defending champion Pecco Bagnaia. In front of thousands of fans packing the stands, the Ducati Lenovo rider could only finish the race in fourth place. A result far from expectations, especially considering this was Bagnaia and the Ducati factory team's home turf. Bagnaia's failure to secure a podium finish did not go unnoticed by Casey Stoner, the MotoGP legend and former Ducati rider who now serves as a commentator. In a post-race interview, Stoner expressed his concerns about the performance of the VR46 Academy graduate in a serious yet empathetic tone. "Seeing Pecco finish fourth at Mugello is very surprising," Stoner told the Paddock Media. "This is one of the tracks that best suits his riding style, and Ducati has a strong history here. But today, he seemed to lose something, whether it was in terms of consistency, tire strategy, or attacking mentality." Stoner noted that while Bagnaia started the race solidly, his pace and rhythm began to falter in the mid-laps. This opened the door for other riders like Marquez and Pedro Acosta to overtake and secure top 3 positions. He had a good start, but couldn't maintain the pace. "I noticed from lap 10 that he started struggling to keep up the pace. Whether it was a minor technical issue or suboptimal tire management, at this level of MotoGP, even the smallest mistake can be fatal," added Stoner. Additionally, Stoner also mentioned the mental pressure Bagnaia might have felt racing in his home country. Racing in front of your home crowd is a double-edged sword. The support can be motivating, but it can also be a heavy burden. "I've experienced it at Phillip Island. Sometimes it drains your focus." On the other hand, Bagnaia himself acknowledged that this result was very disappointing. "I tried my best, but today wasn't enough. The bike performed well at the start, but rear grip started to decrease toward the end. I apologize to the fans who came all the way to Mugello," said Bagnaia in a subdued tone during the press conference. With this fourth-place finish, Bagnaia failed to secure maximum points at his home track and now trails his rivals in the standings, including Marquez, who finished first and remains consistent. This situation further intensifies the battle for the 2025 World Championship title, which so far has been one of the most competitive seasons in the past decade. Stoner concluded his comments by encouraging Bagnaia, but also reminding him that the current competition leaves no room for repeated mistakes. "He's an extraordinary rider, no doubt about it. But if he wants to defend his title, he needs to bounce back in the next round and can't afford to let his guard down. This season, all the top riders are performing at their best." Eight-time world champion Marquez reaffirmed his supremacy in the world of MotoGP with a remarkable strategic victory at the 2025 Italian Grand Prix at the Mugello circuit. This victory not only adds to his trophy collection but also serves as clear evidence of the evolution of his racing style. From an aggressive rider who didn't hesitate to attack from the very first lap, to a calm, calculated rider who controlled the entire race pace from start to finish. In the main race on Sunday, Marquez adopted a different approach. Instead of launching the instant attacks he was known for in previous years, he chose to hold back, carefully managing tire wear, and studying the movements of his closest rivals, particularly Francesco Bagnaia and his own brother, Alex Marquez. He looked like a chess grandmaster on a motorcycle, waiting patiently, then striking at the exact right moment. When that moment came, Marquez immediately accelerated, building a time gap of 1.5 to 2 seconds that no one could catch up to by the finish line. This was not just an ordinary victory. It was a demonstration of intellectual strength in racing. Marquez isn't just fast, he's also smart. He reads the race conditions like an open book, realizing that Bagnaia's front tire was degrading faster than expected, and understanding that Alex Marquez's pace was starting to wane toward the midpoint of the race. He processed all that data in his head, and the result: full control of the race from the midpoint to the finish line. Interestingly, Marquez achieved this without using Ducati's latest aerodynamic package. He remained loyal to the older version of his GP25 motorcycle, as he felt he had fully understood and mastered its characteristics. This decision reflects his maturity as a rider, that speed isn't just about new technology, but about a comprehensive understanding of the vehicle he's riding. However, this victory was not without emotional controversy off the track. At Mugello, some Italian fans, still harboring old wounds from Marquez's feud with Valentino Rossi in 2015, displayed unsportsmanlike behavior by booing Marquez, especially during the sprint podium. This incident reopened old wounds in the history of modern MotoGP. However, in a surprising move, Ducati team boss Davide Tarduzzi stepped in. He openly condemned the fans' continued focus on old rivalries and urged the MotoGP community to move on from the shadows of past conflicts. Tarduzzi even called for reconciliation between Marquez and Rossi. Marquez himself responded elegantly. He thanked Tarduzzi and stated that he understood the emotional bond Italian fans have with Rossi. However, he also reminded everyone that MotoGP is a sport that continues to evolve, and rivalry should not be a reason to weaken the spirit of sportsmanship. In a post-race interview, Marquez explained that this victory was the result of playing almost all the cards, a metaphor for his strategic precision and flexibility in responding to the race dynamics. He did not rely solely on instinct but also on technical calculations, tire selection, and reading his opponent's styles. The result: complete dominance that felt effortless, yet behind it lay extraordinary mental and physical effort. Interestingly, Marquez's closest rival this season isn't Bagnaia, Quartararo, or Martin. It's his own brother, Alex Marquez. Riding the Ducati GP24, Alex has been consistent and is currently only 40 points behind Marc in the provisional standings. Marc even referred to his brother as one of the toughest opponents he's ever faced. This sibling rivalry adds an emotional and complex layer to the 2025 world title race. With this victory, Marquez has secured 5 double wins, race and sprint, out of 9 races this season, matching Pecco Bagnaia's record from the 2023 sprint era. An extraordinary achievement that further solidifies the maestro's dominance. Even his celebration was full of symbolism. Marquez planted the Ducati flag right in front of the red team's grandstand at Mugello, reminding the public of Jorge Lorenzo's celebration style when he was still an icon for the Bologna-based manufacturer. Mugello holds special significance for Marquez, as it was here 15 years ago that he secured his first victory in the 125 cubic centimeters class. The difference is that while he once defended, he now attacks relentlessly. However, Marquez isn't just focused on his own success. He's also starting to pay attention to the next generation in MotoGP. He openly supported Maximo Kiels, a young Spanish rider who secured his first victory at Mugello. Like Marquez at the start of his career, Keels also shows great potential, and the support from the maestro could be a huge boost for his future career. Despite currently topping the standings and demonstrating dominant performance, Marquez remains humble. He is aware that the season is still long with 13 races remaining, and some of the upcoming tracks are more favorable for Bagnaia and other rivals. For Marquez, this is far from over. He knows that to become world champion again, he must remain focused, consistent, and not get carried away by momentary euphoria. Mugello 2025 is not just about winning a single race. It is a declaration. A strong statement that Marc Marquez is no longer just the fastest rider, but also the smartest, calmest, and most complete. He does not merely fight to win. He creates the battlefield, devises strategies, and leaves all opponents without options. He is not just a rider, but the mastermind behind every drama on the track. An architect of success. A living legend who is still writing his own story in gold ink on the MotoGP asphalt.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.